Welcome back everybody to Forza Horizon 5, and today we're dealing with the 2017 Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio in A-Class Street Racing. So yeah, we don't have the mega amount of PI to play with on this car. In this class we only have 25 PI to play with, so it's not been massively upgraded, but we'll see what it can do in this first race, and then we'll take a look at it in the next 3 races some more. So let's see what it can do in this third and final race in this current lobby I've entered into. So yeah, this is part of the Italian automotive update, which has added several cars to the auto show, as well as a new car pack, and a bunch of cars are going to come via the festival place as well, from the likes of Lancia, Abarth, Fiat and Alfa Romeo. So yeah, I've been really impressed with the kind of cars I've added to the game. Obviously none of the ones in the auto show or the festival place are ones that we haven't had before, although the car pack does have 7 brand new cars to the Forza series. But yeah, still, I'm impressed enough with the ones that they've chosen. None of them are ones that I hate. All of the cars from each 4 of the manufacturers are ones that I enjoy driving, so there is a bonus in that regard. I do just wish though that they had added at least 2 or 3 that hadn't been in the Forza game before from Alfa Romeo, or put in cars that have rarely been in a Forza game. I'm thinking like the Alfa Romeo Montreal, for instance, which is an absolutely gorgeous 70s supercar, or sports car, whichever one you want to call it. And yeah, you can see that's a bit of concentration there. But yeah, that's a fantastic car that I would have liked to have been in this. Also would have liked the Alfa Romeo 75. Got what other name that goes under, but yeah, I would have liked to have seen that. And then cars that we've never had before, like the Alfa Romeo Alfa Sud, or the Lancia Monte Carlo, or Lancia Fima. These kind of cars that we've never had before, but are legendary in their own right. So yeah, one car I am surprised hasn't been added, or I might have missed it, but if it is added, is the Alfa Romeo Stelvio Quadrifoglio, which is basically the SUV variant of this car, which is one of the few modern SUVs I actually genuinely like, so I'm surprised that hasn't been added to the game. But regardless, I am enjoying the cars that have been added, and the car pack is overall really rather good, even if there is at least one racing car in there that I'm not too fussed about. So yeah, it's a really rather sizable update that is, yeah, plenty of cars that have been added to the game. A couple of the cars I haven't yet to review either, so yeah, oh dear. Make sure to look out for those. It's a massive understeer moment from me, but thankfully has not sacrificed my 3rd place position. Yeah, I usually do get that corner wrong, because you're at the end of the day coming off a motorway going to 170, 180 miles an hour, and then you suddenly got this corner to deal with. But yeah, this car is fantastic. It's easily one of my favourite sports saloon vehicles, standard or otherwise. And yeah, it's got a fantastic engine. Not the best sounding engine in the world, but it's still a fantastic engine regardless, given it's less than 3 litres, and it's only a V6, and yeah, even in stock form produces 506 horsepower, so that's a hell of a lot. Yeah, so even though we only had 2 races, we've got into 5th place, which is pretty decent. So yeah, I did the 2nd race in this lobby in my own time, just to get a feel for the car. We've seen the 3rd race in this lobby, so now we're going to go into a new lobby where we'll do 3 full races. So in this car, so yeah, it's been improved slightly, because like I said, there's only been 25 PI to play with. It's still got its standard 2.9 litre twin turbocharged V6, but it has now been upgraded to produce extra power and extra torque. Also weighs less, which has had the effect of it having better acceleration, although not massively so. There's not a massive increase in decrease in acceleration, so, or increase in acceleration. Not sure which way around to say that. But the times have reduced, so the top speed has increased as well by 4 or 5 miles an hour to 203 miles an hour, which is fairly solid. But I imagine you need a hell of a lot of a long straight to get up to that kind of speed, because once we got to about 180 on the motorway there, it was struggling to gain any more speed. So yeah, but overall It's a fantastic sports saloon car. It's still rear-wheel drive. Does have wider tyres up front and at the back, although the tread hasn't been changed, so you know it's not on slicks or anything like that. But hopefully you'll see when we get to the stats. Yeah, you'll see that it's got really rather good stats overall. So yeah, speed, handling, launch and braking are all really rather good. Acceleration could be a little bit better, but the stat is only half the story, as the acceleration times are, like I said, not only better than before, but also reasonably quick. So yeah, we've now got 560 horsepower, which is 54 more than we had standard, and we've got 490 pounds-feet of torque, which is 48 more than standard as well. So yeah, fairly decent increase in power given, like I said, the lack of PI that we had to play with. So yeah, it does make a difference in terms of acceleration and general mid-range clout, which is always a good thing as far as I'm concerned, to have good mid-range acceleration, because at the end of the day you're not always launching off the line in a race, and neither are you always accelerating from 0 or to 60 or from 0 to 100. You're usually doing from 60 to say 130, 140, and this is really rather good at that. So yeah, let's see what we can do against a Toyota GR86, an RX-7 Spirit R and a Lexus RCF. All fairly good cars. I've already tried the GR86 in online racing myself, and it was pretty damn fun. The person driving that one has done the same kind of ones as, upgrades as me, or something completely different. We'll have to see. Really good turn in this. Kept it rear wheel drive just to keep it as nimble and good in terms of handling as it was originally. It's slightly better now that it's got improved tyres, race suspension as well, and yeah, new anti-roll bars up front and at the rear, slightly lighter, has a race drive line as well. So yeah, like I said, we didn't have a massive amount of PI to play with, so I didn't really want to be piling all of the PI into just one aspect of the car. So it's had a bit of handling, it's had a bit of power, just to make it a bit better of an all-rounder, to be honest. Oh dear. Kind of struggling to see the confines of the road at times, it's that dark. Yeah, I don't know why we're performing as badly as we are in this race when we got a decent position in the previous one. Come on. Well, we weren't a million miles behind, but we're still last place, unfortunately. So, yeah, I don't know what was going on there. I don't think that's my strongest of the point-to-point races on street scene racing. So yeah, but we do weigh now £100 less than we did originally, so we're now at £3,649, which I know isn't a massive decrease in weight, but at the end of the day, any decrease in weight when you're increasing the power and the torque in a vehicle is only going to be of benefit. It's only going to make that horsepower that you've added, as well as the standard amount of horsepower, more usable, more efficient, and isn't you know, wasted on lugging around any extra weight. So yeah, £100 weight reduction is pretty good, especially again considering the amount of PI we have to play with, which, like I said, was only 25, which isn't a lot in this game, especially in a car that was hardly slow or bad handling to start with. So yeah, right, got another addition here, or a few actually. We've got a Mercedes-Benz X-Class, a Hoonigan Cozzy, and a BMW M5. Let's see how we perform against this lot. I don't think we have to worry about the BMW anymore. Or the Hoonigan. Surprised that X-Class is being as quick as it is, but I do enjoy it when a car like that is doing well, because I have been in some oddballs myself, like the Nissan Safari, which shouldn't perform well on these kind of races, but weirdly do. Shoved into AI traffic is not helpful, but Karma reaped its own way against that Toyota there. You keep saying my bad, but you keep doing it anyway. His second place because someone missed the checkpoint by the looks of it. Very close between me and third there, but I think we just pipped him. We did. So yeah, finally made up for that last place position in the previous race. So yeah, we can now do 0 to 16 3.661 seconds, 0 to 108.025 seconds, and as I said earlier, it can do 203 miles an hour, which is about 4 or 5 miles an hour quicker than it could do originally. Not massive increase in acceleration, it's only about 0.1 of a second all the way about quicker to 60, and about half a second quicker to 100. So not a massive improvement in acceleration, but it is an improvement regardless, and yeah, just over 8 seconds to 100 for a car like this is really rather quite impressive. So yeah, pleased with it in that regard, and at the end of the day it just handles really rather nicely. It's got very little in the way of understeer. Sure, it oversteers on the occasion, and it's not got the best of launches because it's only rear wheel drive, but they're just minor issues compared to the massive amounts of positives that it's got going on for it. So yeah, overall a car that I really enjoy. Just wish more Alfa Romeo Sports Saloons had been added to the game via this Italian automotive update. Obviously we do have the Alfa Romeo 155 coming. I think that's actually the released day, in fact, on the festival players for 20 points. But yeah, not much more besides that, to be honest. Really would have liked the 75 from the early 90s with its naturally aspirated V6, or the GT V6. That's another fantastic car. basically what I'm saying is there's a lot of Alfa Romeos that haven't been added that I would have liked as well, but considering how many Alfa Romeos have been added in the past, you know, it's no surprise that I can't add all of them. Although there are some Fiats and Lancias and the like that we haven't had for a while that I would also have liked. Hang on, I'm not sure if there are any other Lancias that we haven't had before that aren't being added, so scratch that. But Fiats in particular, I mean, where's the Fiat Coupe Turbo thing from the 90s? I love that car. It's easily one of the best sports cars from that era, to be honest, even though it's only front-wheel drive. I love that. The 20 valve engine that it's got going on with it is a superb engine. Force me into doing something like that, Toyota, I'm going to have to do it, but it looks like it helped us because there was traffic on the roundabout. Way off the bridge he goes. Karma again strikes. Maybe though, now that they've got the ability to add cars from Alfa Romeo, Lancia, Abarth and Fiat, that we can hopefully get some more from them in the future. Now obviously I do not know how this game is going to be in terms of updates or anything like that once new Forza Motorsport lands in October, but I wouldn't mind if they kept updating this game with new cars and new extras, especially considering the new Forza Motorsport looks like it's unfortunately not going to be the most one of those games that is going to be overly fun like this is. As I've said before, there seems to be a lot of the kind of oddball, you know, fun kind of cars that we've had before in previous Forza games have been scrapped, which is a bit of a shame. Because, you know, racing should have oddball cars. It should have cars that you can, you know, you can have stupid cars like a limousine racing against a hypercar and have fun racing out of it or something like that, you know. So yeah, it's a little bit of a shame that the fun aspect seems to have been removed and it's just going for competitive edge. But who knows, maybe I'm just looking at it from a different angle and hopefully that won't be the case. But regardless, hope you're enjoying this episode. This Alfa Romeo is glorious to drive. Get out there and get it in the auto show. It's only like 120,000 credits or something like that. But nonetheless, thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.